Welcome to Speakora podcast channel. Speak English like a professional in just 30 days. Let's begin.
You're sitting in a meeting. You have a good idea, a really good one. But by the time you translated it in your head and built the sentence, someone else has already spoken, and the moment is gone. So you stay quiet again, and you leave the meeting having said nothing at all. Today, that stops. Welcome back to Speakora. I'm Adam, and this is day 5 of our 30-day English Fluency Challenge. We've built everyday conversations, self-introductions, and interview skills. Today, we're stepping into the meeting room, the place where careers quietly rise or stall based on whether you speak up or stay silent.
Hi, everyone. Honestly, this is one of my biggest fears at work. I understand everything being said in meetings, but when I want to add my opinion or disagree with something, I freeze. By the time I've built the sentence in my head, the conversation has already moved on.
Lona, that's one of the most common struggles for professionals learning English. And it's not about intelligence. It's about having ready-made phrases so you're not building sentences from zero in real time. Once those phrases are automatic, you can focus on your ideas instead of your grammar.
That actually explains so much. I always thought I just needed to think faster, but really, I just needed the right tools ready in advance.
Exactly. Let's build those tools right now. Luna, imagine we're in a meeting and I ask for your opinion on a new project timeline. Give me your honest first reaction.
I think it's not enough time. It's too fast.
Understandable, but in a business setting, we soften direct opinions to sound more professional and collaborative. Try, I have some concerns about the timeline. I think we might need a bit more time to do this properly. Let's try that.
I have some concerns about the timeline. I think we might need a bit more time to do this properly.
Much stronger and much more professional. Now, let's say you actually disagree with a colleague's idea in the meeting. What would you say?
No, I don't think that's a good idea.
That's very direct for a business setting, and it can sound confrontational. Try this instead. I see your point, but I think there might be a better approach. Can I share an alternative? Repeat that.
I see your point, but I think there might be a better approach. Can I share an alternative?
Perfect, Luna. You just disagreed professionally without damaging the relationship. That's a crucial business skill. Now, one more. Imagine your manager asks for a quick project update. What would you say?
The project is going okay, some problems, but okay.
Let's make that sound more structured and confident. Try, the project is on track overall. We've run into a couple of small issues, but we're actively resolving them. Try that.
The project is on track overall. We've run into a couple of small issues, but we're actively resolving them.
Excellent, Luna. That answer sounds calm, in control, and honest. Exactly what a manager wants to hear. Notice something? Your ideas were already good. We just gave them professional structure.
That's becoming a pattern I'm noticing every day with you, Adam. It's never really about my ideas being wrong.
It almost never is. Let's lock in a few core meeting phrases before we go deeper. Repeat after me. I'd like to share a quick thought on that.
I'd like to share a quick thought on that.
Could I add something here?
Could I add something here?
That's a fair point, and I'd like to build on it.
That's a fair point, and I'd like to build on it.
Let's circle back to that after this point.
Let's circle back to that after this point.
Wonderful, Luna. 4 phrases that instantly make you sound like an active, confident participant in any meeting. Now, let's take everything we've built into a full, realistic business conversation. All right, Luna, let's take this deeper. Meetings aren't just about answering questions. They're about actively contributing. I'm going to ask you some things a real manager or colleague might ask, and I want you to respond naturally. Ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
So, Luna, in general, how do you feel contributing to meetings at work right now?
Honestly, I mostly stay quiet unless someone asks me directly. I have opinions, but I worry about saying them the wrong way, so it feels safer to just listen.
That's such a common pattern, and the irony is, staying silent often gets noticed more than people think, just not in a good way. What kind of moments make you want to speak up but you hold back?
Usually when I disagree with a decision or when I have an idea that could improve something, but I'm not sure how to say it without sounding rude or too confident.
That's exactly the gap we're closing today. There's a real difference between being direct and being rude, and English has specific phrases that let you be honest while staying respectful. If a meeting is running long and off topic, what would you want to say?
I want to say we don't have time for this, but that sounds too harsh.
It does. And in business English, we'd soften it. Something like, I want to be mindful of time. Could we come back to this point later? Does the same job without sounding harsh. Let's say a colleague presents an idea you actually agree with. How would you support them in the meeting?
I would say, I agree with him.
Good instinct, but let's add more value. Try, I completely agree with that approach, and I think it could also help us with the client deadline. Now you're not just agreeing, you're adding useful context. What about when you genuinely don't understand something technical being discussed?
I usually just stay quiet and try to understand later by myself.
That's actually risky in the business setting because decisions get made based on what everyone appears to understand. A simple phrase like, could you clarify what you mean by that, protects you and shows engagement, not weakness. Last one, if you need to leave a meeting early, how would you handle that professionally?
I would just say, I have to go now.
That works, but sounds a bit abrupt. Try, I need to step out for another commitment, but please send me the notes and I'll follow up. Luna, you just handled 6 real meeting situations: disagreement, time management, support, clarification, and a professional exit, all with actual structure now.
When you list them out like that, it's honestly a lot, but each phrase felt small and manageable in the moment.
That's exactly how fluency works. Small tools used consistently. Now let's put this into 3 real meeting situations. Situation 1, a weekly status meeting. I'll be your manager asking for updates.
Okay, I'm ready for this.
Luna, can you give the team a quick update on the marketing campaign?
Of course, the campaign is on track overall. We've run into a couple of small issues with the ad approvals, but we're actively resolving them with the platform team.
Good. And what's your plan if the approvals aren't resolved by Friday?
If that happens, I'll shift our launch to the following Monday and update the client proactively so there are no surprises.
That's a clear, confident answer. Thank you, Luna. Great job staying calm and specific there, Luna. That's exactly what managers want in an update. Let's move to situation 2, pushing back on a deadline.
Okay, I'm ready for this one.
Luna, I need this report finished by tomorrow morning.
I understand this is urgent. I do have some concerns about the timeline since I think we might need a bit more time to do this properly without cutting corners.
I hear you, but the client is expecting it tomorrow.
I completely understand. Could we deliver a solid draft tomorrow and the fully polished version by the following day?
That could work. Let's do that. Beautifully handled, Luna. You pushed back respectfully and offered a real solution instead of just saying no. Now, situation 3, a client call.
Okay, ready.
Luna, we're a bit concerned about the project staying within budget.
I see your point, and I want to be transparent with you. We're currently on track, but I'll send a detailed cost breakdown by end of day so you have full visibility.
That would be helpful. Thank you.
Of course. Please let me know if any other questions come up in the meantime.
Excellent, Luna. Calm, transparent, and completely professional. Exactly how you want to sound on a client call.
Thank you, Adam. Honestly, these situations feel like things that could happen at my job literally tomorrow.
That's exactly the point, Luna. Meetings, deadlines, client concerns, these aren't hypotheticals. They're Tuesday. Let's lock all of this in with some focused repetition and business vocabulary.
Exactly. I've got so many thoughts on what happened this week.
Okay, Luna, repetition time. I'll say a sentence and you repeat it exactly. These are ones you'll genuinely use in real meetings. Ready?
Ready.
I'd like to share a quick thought on that.
I'd like to share a quick thought on that.
Could I add something here?
Could I add something here?
That's a fair point, and I'd like to build on it.
That's a fair point, and I'd like to build on it.
I have some concerns about the timeline.
I have some concerns about the timeline.
I see your point, but I think there's another approach.
I see your point, but I think there's another approach.
The project is on track overall.
The project is on track overall.
We've run into a small issue, but we're resolving it.
We've run into a small issue, but we're resolving it.
I want to be mindful of time.
I want to be mindful of time.
Could we come back to this point later?
Could we come back to this point later?
I completely agree with that approach.
I completely agree with that approach.
Could you clarify what you mean by that?
Could you clarify what you mean by that?
I need to step out for another commitment.
I need to step out for another commitment.
I'll follow up with the notes afterward.
I'll follow up with the notes afterward.
Let's circle back to that after this point.
Let's circle back to that after this point.
I want to be transparent with you.
I want to be transparent with you.
I'll send a detailed update by end of day.
I'll send a detailed update by end of day.
Please let me know if anything comes up.
Please let me know if anything comes up.
I appreciate your patience on this.
I appreciate your patience on this.
Fantastic, Luna. That's 18 meeting-ready sentences locked into memory. Now, 8 vocabulary words that will make you sound even more professional.
Let's do it.
Word 1, concern. A concern is a worry or doubt about something. For example, I have a concern about the budget. Your turn.
I have a concern about how tight the schedule is.
Perfect. Word 2, approach. An approach is a way of doing or handling something. For example, let's try a different approach. Try it.
I think a more flexible approach would work better here.
Excellent. Word 3, resolve. Resolve means to fix or settle a problem. For example, we're working to resolve the issue. Luna?
We managed to resolve the client's concerns by the end of the call.
Great example. Word 4, transparent. Transparent means open and honest with nothing hidden. For example, I want to be transparent about the delay. Your turn.
I always try to stay transparent with clients, even when the news isn't great.
Wonderful. Word 5, prioritize. Prioritize means to treat something as more important than other things. For example, we need to prioritize this task. Try it.
We decided to prioritize the client deadline over the internal review.
Perfect usage. Word 6, feedback. Feedback is a response or opinion about someone's work. For example, can I get your feedback on this? Luna?
I always ask my manager for feedback after a big presentation.
Excellent. Word 7, deadline. A deadline is the time by which something must be finished. For example, the deadline is this Friday. Your turn.
We're working hard to meet the deadline without lowering the quality.
Beautiful. And word 8, collaborate. Collaborate means to work together with others towards a shared goal. For example, I enjoy collaborating with other departments. Luna?
I really enjoy collaborating with the design team on new campaigns.
That's exactly the vocabulary that makes you sound like a confident professional, Luna. 8 words and every single one belongs in a real meeting. Let's wrap up today with a quiz, some powerful tips, and your challenge for after this video. All right, Luna, quiz time. 5 questions straight from everything we practiced today. Ready?
Ready.
Question 1. How would you now express concern about a timeline in a meeting?
I'd say I have some concerns about the timeline. I think we might need a bit more time to do this properly.
Great answer. Question 2. How would you professionally disagree with a colleague's idea?
I'd say I see your point, but I think there might be a better approach. Can I share an alternative?
Perfect. Question 3. How would you give a calm, confident project update?
I'd say the project is on track overall. We've run into a couple of small issues, but we're actively resolving them.
Excellent. Question 4. How would you ask someone to clarify something technical?
I'd say, could you clarify what you mean by that?
Wonderful. Last question. How do you feel about speaking up in meetings now compared to the start of today?
Honestly, at the start, I felt like staying quiet was safer, but now I feel like I actually have the words to speak up without sounding rude or unsure.
Perfect answers, all 5, Luna. Now, 5 tips to help you sound confident in any business meeting. Tip number 1, prepare a few flexible opinion phrases in advance, like, I have some concerns about, or I'd like to build on that, so you're never starting from zero when it's your turn to speak. Tip number 2, soften disagreement instead of avoiding it completely, since professional English disagrees with respect, not silence, and that balance builds real credibility. Tip number 3, structure your updates in 3 parts: status, issues, and next steps, because that simple pattern instantly makes you sound organized and in control. Tip number 4, ask clarifying questions without apologizing for them, since "could you clarify that" shows engagement, not weakness, and strong professionals ask it often. Tip number 5, practice speaking your opinions out loud before meetings, even alone, because rehearsed confidence in private becomes real confidence in the room.
Tip 3 is going to change how I give updates completely. I never realized status, issues, next steps was such a simple structure to follow.
That one small structure fixes so much confusion in meetings. Luna, how do you feel about today's session overall?
Honestly, I feel like I finally have permission to speak up, not because my English is perfect, but because I know how to say things professionally now.
That's exactly the transformation I wanted, Luna. Let's recap what we covered today. First, we transformed hesitant, blunt reactions into professional meeting language. Second, we practiced handling disagreement, updates, clarification, and professional exits. Fourth, we role-played 3 real situations, a status meeting, pushing back on a deadline, and a client call. Fifth, we repeated 18 meeting-ready sentences to build natural fluency. And fifth, we learned 8 professional vocabulary words that belong in any business setting.
When you put it all together like that, today honestly feels like a small business English course on its own.
In a lot of ways, it was, Luna. If today helped you feel more confident speaking up at work, give this video a like. It genuinely helps more learners find this challenge. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss day 6.
Here's your homework for today. After this video, say 3 opinions out loud in English about anything, work, news, your day, using the phrases we practiced, like I have some concerns about or I'd like to build on that.
And don't forget, drop one meeting phrase you're going to start using in the comments below. We genuinely read them and we'll cheer you on.
We're building real workplace-ready confidence together, one day at a time.
Exactly, Luna. Silence in meetings used to feel safe. Today, you found your voice instead. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and we'll see you tomorrow for day 6.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Yes, exactly. I've got so many thoughts on what happened this week.